Greetings nerdy list aficionados and welcome back to Top 10 Nerd. Today we're looking at more villainous powers. Our candidate for this video is Mr. Sinister. Sinister made his first full appearance in the Uncanny X-Men number 221 in 1987. But up until that point, there had been build-up. In fact, it had been going on for almost a year in the mystery of who is Mr. Sinister. Sinister certainly has a unique look and an ample power set that sometimes gets buried under his dastardly motivations and eugenics clone-filled mindset. Today we're going to explore his powers and hopefully hit you with some you weren't aware of. I'm Sasha and these are the top 10 superpowers you never knew Mr. Sinister had. Just closed my eyes when I said my name and I don't know why. Let's get started. Number 10. Shapeshifting / molecular control. Sinister, through the absorption of abilities held by a mutant named Courier, can now manipulate his structure down to a molecular level. Molecular. Hard to say some days. While he is most often shown using this ability to regenerate, he can also use it to great effect when it comes to shapeshifting. Sinister could really modify his appearance to whatever he chose, so that design is a choice. He likes it. He feels it's terrifying. I mean, terrifying no. Off-putting and memorable 100%. Plus, it's creative. Really shows what you can do when you modify yourself. Tassels. Built-in tassels for life. Also sexy lady clones, because why not? I mean, go hard or go home. Number 9. Teleport. Sinister can teleport. This has been shown on many occasions. However, when it comes to this ability, there is a little bit of a mystery behind it. It is unclear whether this is a mutant ability he has added to his repertoire or some form of technology that he has integrated onto his person. Beast believes it is achieved through technology that he has in his headquarters, which are specifically Tesseract headquarters. But it's still kinda up in the air. Either way, at times Mr. Sinister can teleport, so watch out. Number 8. Stamina. Sinister has superhuman stamina, which on the surface may not seem like anything to write home about. Seems like an ability that for many characters, hero or villain, is just par for the course. However, in Sinister's case, how he has achieved it is pretty interesting. Also, does anybody else just like saying his actual name? Nathaniel Essex. Good name. So before he had given himself the abilities he has, Essex was trying to modify himself to peak human condition, which he would decide was the mutant form, and the next step in human evolution. So he managed to make his body produce less fatigue toxins, so he is able to assert himself at peak capacity for far longer than your average human. Number 7. Telepathy. Sinister is also an accomplished telepath. In adaptations, for some reason, this isn't often the part of his powers that is highlighted. Watching the 90s animated series as a kid, I had no idea, but I was also like 8. So he can do your standard telepathic dealings for a radius of 250 meters, so he's not exactly the most powerful, but hey, if you get into that radius, you are in trouble. And at times he can extend it, but that takes effort. He can read your mind, project thoughts, mask his presence, take over bodily control of a person, cause amnesia. He can also erect a psionic shield. Scary stuff. He tends to do this for furthering his ends. I keep wanting to say for sinister purposes, but no, that's what he wants. Number 6. Mild Technopath. Sinister has the ability to sync up with his tech. Now the mild is there because this is not all tech, it's his tech. That is stuff he is working with specifically and only what he is interested in. Sebastian Shaw has stated that Sinister often doesn't make plans the best that they could be because he gets attached to older modes of technology when advancements have already been made. Advancements that could really update or speed up his plans. Sometimes you just get used to doing things your own way. Now I like to imagine Sinister on like a broken phone several generations old while the rest of the villain community is trying to get him like the new iPhone. Make your own fun. Make your own headcanons. Number 5. Immortal. Sinister is for all intents and purposes functionally immortal. This is because of his healing ability that has made him immune to aging and disease. This is because the cells that are recreated are always younger, perfect cells. Not younger, still young, equally young. So why can he heal so well? Well, aside from the abilities he gained from the mutant Courier, he has also been exposed very early on to the celestial technology utilized by Apocalypse, the same ones that Apocalypse got as a gift so that he could change the course of human history. Apocalypse has taken a particular interest in Essex because their interests and philosophies very much align. However, this is functional immortality because Sinister can die. He can be killed. It's just going to take a lot of prolonged, focused, concentrated damage to get there. Number 4. Telekinetically increased strength. Mr. Sinister has telekinetic abilities, which in and of itself again can seem like it's just being passed out like free samples at the supermarket, but how he uses it is fascinating. He sometimes uses his telekinetic abilities to augment his strength. So before telekinesis, he vacillates in between being able to lift between 2 to 10 tons. This depends on his current shape, as using his shapeshifting abilities can also alter his strength. However, when he uses his telekinesis to boost, he can lift up to 25 tons, and that is nothing to sneeze at. Although when you think about it, it's also double the exertion, because now it's both mental and physical exertion. Number 3, energy projection. As if all of these powers weren't enough, Mr. Sinister can also fire energy blasts from his hands, also known as concussive blasts. These blasts can be so strong that they can match Cyclops' optic blasts, which are known to be incredibly powerful. So Sinister can do some serious damage with these blasts, so if you're going up against Sinister, you're just gonna get attacked on all fronts. Telepathically, physically, probably emotionally, it's not gonna be a good time. Number 2, geneticist. That's not a power, you cry. However, in Sinister's case, I beg to differ. Allow me to elaborate. It was Nathaniel Essex's interest and abilities to manipulate genetics that granted him powers in the first place, as he used himself for experimentation. And his powers come from multiple sources, so even then it can be hard to trace. He learned to add abilities to himself and made himself a mutant by choice and design. That's pretty impressive, actually. He's also used this ability to create an army of clones. So without this first interest, there would be no Mr. Sinister in the first place, and that makes it pretty important. Number 1, Gambit. Now, Sinister has a complicated relationship with several mutants, but one prominent one is Gambit. He's also taken samples from Gambit to add to himself. Sinister is also the person who performed surgery on Gambit to make his powers easier to control and prevent him from reaching his new Sun Omega level potential. And for a brief period, Sinister showed that he can use a combination of his skills to completely masquerade as someone else, transforming into Gambit and back in front of him. Horrifying, terrifying stuff. It shows how confident he is that he doesn't rely on such tactics, often preferring to walk around with his flamboyant villain look. Which, I mean, come on, again, tassels. So those were 10 powers you didn't know Mr. Sinister had. Did you know all of these? Did I miss any? Let me know down below. I'm Sasha, and thanks so much for watching Top 10 Nerd. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and hit that bell notification so that you never miss a vid. We'll see you guys again soon. Bye bye.